What's up, guys? You already know what it is, man. My name is JB Demogul, and this is Demogul View, where I keep it real, keep it 100. Everything that comes out of my mouth is the truth and nothing but the truth, to help me God. Charlie, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so right now. Okay, so let's get straight to the chase. After the VMAs, the first time Afrobeats was added to the the VMA categories, Rema won it with "Calm Down." Now, after the award show, a journalist asked Michael Blackson, who's from Ghana, about Afrobeats and what does he think about Afrobeats. And Michael Blackson said that Afrobeats has been on a journey, and finally it's here. It's here. So many collaborations between African artists like Wizkid, Davido. They've been featuring hip hop or R&B artists for the past maybe 10 years. P Square did it with Rick Ross. So it's been on a journey, and finally it's here. And Michael Blackson shared his thought that he thinks Afrobeats, not even that he thinks, he knows that Afrobeats will surpass hip hop. Now, let's talk about it. Is Afrobeat ever going to surpass hip hop? I know my viewers, you guys, you know what I'm about. I keep it real. I keep it 100. Do I think Afrobeats will surpass hip-hop? I wish we didn't have to discuss this, because how come country music and rock music coexist? These two music belong to the whites. They never compare each other. You have the people who enjoy country music. You have the people who enjoy, rock music. But for us, we always have to compare one to the other. You understand? So, for example, before, it used to be soul music, then it moved to R&B, then hip hop needed R&B. Rappers needed R&B singers to even make a hit, to the point where R&B kind of took a dip. Now R&B singers needed rappers to be on their song. So now it's like hip hop is like the main thing. Now the whole thing is, do I think that Afrobeats will ever surpass hip-hop? Like I said, I wish we didn't have to discuss this. I just wish we could have more African or black people's genre in a space, so that even if hip-hop don't win, Afrobeats wins. You get me? But hey, that is who we are. We are very competitive, and we are always comparing. So since the topic is on the table, let me share my thoughts. You know what? Afrobeats is evolving. Afrobeats will get to a point where it will be talked about all over the world. But here's one thing that I would say. Afrobeats has elements of hip-hop. Why do I say that? Hip-hop is a culture. Hip-hop is not only the music. Hip-hop is the way they dress, graffiti, the way they rap, attitude, everything. There's so much about hip-hop. And when you watch Afrobeats, or when you see what's going on with Afrobeats, the way we dress, the way we represent ourselves, the way we say things, the swag, everything, you know that it has elements of hip-hop in it. So if Afrobeats takes over, it's still a representation of hip-hop in a way. The music may sound different, but the way we dress, the way we go about it, because we are all black people and we all have the same attitudes. So we all have the same swag and everything. The way we dress and everything, the way we go about doing things is all the same. But when we talk about the music itself, yes, a time will come when Afrobeat will be the talk of the country in America. But one thing about Americans is that anything that is not from them doesn't last. They always find a way to flush it out. So let me give you an example. Latinos back in early 2000s came up with a genre that was called reggaeton. Reggaeton was like reggae mixed with hip hop and the Latin, salsa and all that. It took over all over America. At that time, I was in the uni. Every American, every song that every party you went to, they wanted to hear Daddy Yankee, Me Gusta La Gasolina. It was everywhere. Even hip hop artists were featuring, the Latino, the reggaeton artists. Hip hop artists were using some of the beats. So it took over for a period of time. Then eventually they flushed it out. It didn't last. That's just the American culture. They never let any foreign thing last in America unless it's coming from them. So eventually, like I said, Afrobeat is going to be very popular all over the world. But in America, eventually, they will flush it out. This is what I have to say. This is what's going to happen. When Afrobeats become very popular, which is already happening, record labels will begin to sign Afrobeat artists from Africa. I just pray that they will not eventually sign American artists who are doing Afrobeats and eventually steal the whole thing from Nigerians who came up with it. I just pray, because Americans, if they can't get rid of you, they will change the history. They will try and sign other. They can even have American artists try and sing just like African artists. This is something that they can do. If they can do movies and have actors sound African, what do you think they can do? They can make American artists try and learn the accent and actually sound just like African and try to sell it. So I just pray that the way Afrobeat is moving, we try our best to have a hold of it, control of it. Because if we lose the control of it, Americans may flush it out, or they may take it and try to make it theirs. They will try, and when I say make it theirs, it will always be Afrobeats coming from Africa. But one thing I am afraid is having artists from the America teaching them how to sound African, signing them up, and actually making them sing like African artists and selling records. And when that thing happens, they don't need us anymore. They will not need us anymore. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this whole Afrobeats and hip hop. Afrobeats, when you look at Afrobeats, when you look at everything, the way we dress, everything, it has elements of hip hop. But yes, Afrobeats will get to a time when it will be very, very popular in America. But as time goes on, knowing Americans, they will either get rid of it, or they will get their artists to sing like Afrobeat artists, where they have the money to push the agenda. They have the money to sign artists. They have the money to push the whole thing to make it how they want it to be. So I'm just hoping that we have African people, like we have Akon's brother, who is now, I think, the president of Colombia. They will be able to represent us and be able to keep our culture the way it is, and so that we don't lose control of it. So that's my 2 cents for today. My name is JB Demogo, and this is Demogo View. Have a wonderful day. Peace.